so you know that we can make a pretty good friend. But it's even better if you can.
You two got the money, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The friends you got the wine and cheese could watch you with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
So you're thinking to yourself, how do I live in this beautiful country? Well, I've got some steps for you to follow.
Step 1, lose the gun. Step 2, buy a canoe. Step 3, live multiculturally. Step 4, you ready? There is no war. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo, bears, and Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that good song for James Cameron.
Socrates can build a wall like the Chinese, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. In Kenya they have safaris with mixed lots of other countries, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Even if in winter things tend to freeze, we got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. We invented the zipper, we got expertise. We made insulin to combat disease. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
But you got the money, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The friends you got the wine and cheese could watch you with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Et si ce n'était pas assez, on a 2 langues officielles, l'anglais et le français. Ouh là là.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Where else do you find mounted police or go to the hospital and not pay fees? I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
And when freshwater's in high demand, we got the world's largest supply on hand, so you know that we can make a pretty good friend. But it's even better if you can.
You two got the money, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The friends you got the wine and cheese could watch you with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
So you're thinking to yourself, how do I live in this beautiful country? Well, I've got some steps for you to follow.
Step 1, lose the gun. Step 2, buy a canoe. Step 3, live multiculturally. Step 4, you ready? There is no war. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo, bears, and Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that good song for James Cameron.
But you got the money, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The friends you got the wine and cheese could watch you with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The Greeks all chill with Socrates, can build a wall like the Chinese, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. In Kenya they have safaris with mixed lots of other countries, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Even if in winter things tend to freeze, we got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. We invented the zipper, we got expertise. We made insulin to combat disease. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
But you got the money, the US has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The friends you got the wine and cheese could watch you with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Et si ce n'était pas assez, on a 2 langues officielles, l'anglais et le français. Ouh là là.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Where else do you find mounted police or go to the hospital and not pay fees? I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
And when freshwater's in high demand, we got the world's largest supply on hand, so you know that we can make a pretty good friend, but it's even better if you can be.
You got the monarchy, the U.S. has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French you got the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
So you're thinking to yourself, how do I live in this beautiful country? Well, I've got some steps for you to follow.
Step 1, lose the gun. Step 2, buy a canoe. Step 3, live multiculturally. Step 4, you ready? There is no war. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo bears and Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that good song for James Cameron. Cameron.
You got the monarchy, the U.S. has the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French you got the wine and cheese, koalas chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The Greeks all chill with Socrates, can't build a wall like the Chinese, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. In Kenya they have safaris with mixed lots of other countries, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Even if in winter things tend to freeze, we got the world man.
Ah, shit, that intro's just fucking cool. Okay, anyways. Hi. Hi. Ah.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello. How you doing, Trucker? How you doing, VG?
I'm good, I'm good. So, that question that I just dropped on you, Trucker, considering homeschooling your son yet?
Oh, I'm considering it all right.
Yeah, we had similar stuff coming out of Vancouver. There was a little bit of a freak out in Vancouver. They were like, no, this is 4 to 8-year-olds in sex positions in the library. I'm like, no.
No. If we're gonna mention that, we gotta let Trucker know.
Sorry, Trucker. Yeah, no, burn those books.
All right.
I don't believe in burning books, but those books you can burn.
This is the same crap that we were talking about the last time we were live, about the assignments to kindergartens, about things that grown-ups do.
Yeah, burn those books. They don't need to exist. I don't believe in burning literature, but those books need to burn.
No, fuck it. You know what? Burning the books doesn't go far enough. Don't burn the books. Burn the fucking school system down. Burn it all down. Get rid of the fucking teachers. Get rid of the fucking government. Burn the whole education system right fucking down.
All the way down to the people who created that shit in the first place. Like, what the everlasting fuck?
Exactly. Just take it all down. Like, any self-respecting fucking parent out there, get your kids to school. Homeschool. Get into
Like
a
that-
homeschooling pot.
It's absolutely insane. I don't know how they think that's going to reach anybody. Like, they keep thinking that we're all in the same... Like, yeah, this is what we want. Nobody wants that. Ever. Stop it.
Yeah, that's why I asked Hunter about the options for his kid, because, like I said, any self-respecting parent at this point, pull your kids out of school. Get them out.
Well, I will say, as far as the school district that we live in is pretty good about that. Is pretty good about that thing. This is now, as far as Virginia goes, everybody hears the horror stories about Loudoun County. Luckily, I live in a different part of the state. Now, that doesn't mean that my the district I live in is they're a hell of a lot better. A few years back, I think it was a sign language interpreter for the school. Got caught having an inappropriate relationship with one of the students, we'll say, and pretty much the entire county's worth of schools and the administrators, just everybody pretty much threw her ass under the bus hard. So it's not necessarily, I'm not saying it's infinitely better, but it's a hell of a lot better than some of these places.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't even wait for there to be evidence of something happening. I'd be like, that's it, out. Because once you get the evidence, then damage is already done. So I'd be like, you know what? I'm not even going to wait for it to get to my place. You know? If I had control of my son, and I was Patrick, I wouldn't wait for something to get to my son. I'd be like, out. I'm pulling him out. That's it. We're doing it ourselves. We're getting a homeschooling pod. We'll fucking do it ourselves. Like, there are going to be better counties than others, but fuck it. I'm just in case something gets past my fucking radar, I'd be like, nope, we're homeschooling now. Fuck this.
Be honest, I would pull them out anyway, because you know what? They failed with the COVID, so you know what they're going to release now? And I'm blaming Monkey for this one because it started in Massachusetts for you guys. But they've released the monkeypox. They've got first cases. They also have first cases in the UK simultaneously. Funny how that just happens. So I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it shows up here, BG, because there's never coincidences when that kind of shit happens.
Yeah, here it is. Monkeypox cases under investigation in Canada as outbreak spreads in Europe and the US. Health officials in Quebec are investigating more than a dozen cases of suspected monkeypox in Canada after US and European health officials confirmed rising cases of the rare infectious disease, suggesting a wider outbreak may be happening globally. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to cut to the chase. I don't care how many people get it. I don't care how close it is. How many people died? If there's not that many deaths, then I don't care.
It's the coinkydink of it. Like I said, there's never...
The coinkydink
These things...
is you get a virus, it gave the government power. Thusly, government want more of that.
That's not my point, BG. My point is this kind of illness doesn't just appear the way that it did. It doesn't just simultaneously just appear. Also, I don't know if it's more dangerous. I don't think it is. But it's in the pox family. That's why they're going to scare people with it. And I get you. If it's not going to kill people, you're right. That's what's important. But it's just one of those things where, yeah, they're releasing that shit simultaneously in places to scare people. It's disgusting.
It's to get control back. The government went, look what COVID gave us. I want more of this. And people are going to blindly go, oh my God, I don't want to get it. Keep the lockdown. So I want to go, okay, there's monkeypox. What's the likelihood that it's going to kill my son? If it's slim to nil, then fuck off. I want to know if our own chickenpox and measles vaccine will give you an edge on it or not. I want to know everything about death, not about how contagious it is or how many people have it or the fucking side effects, unless it's going to do some serious fucking damage. Fuck off with this. Because I refuse to get caught into these fucking parasitic ideas that infect everybody. These infectious, parasitic, hey big dro ideas that get stuck in everybody's heads that make us act stupid. Like this trans thing, that's just a parasitic idea that's hitting everybody at teenagerhood. These infectious, parasitic ideas that just get into the population and wreak havoc.
It's not just that. They're preying on the on the young mums.
Of
The
course
young
they are.
single mom.
The
You know, and
parasitic ideas, social contagions are not just viruses. You can get a social contagion that's an idea. An idea can be a social fucking contagion. Like the idea that you must cower from COVID, that was a social contagion. And it made people break apart families. It broke marriages apart. Siblings apart. It broke down the family, which they've been trying to get at forever because the family is the last sacred stronghold against this stupid shit. And they found something to break families apart. And these social contagions are what the government is playing with now. We can have these monkeypox and it can be benign, but we're gonna just hype it up. Fucking hype it up. Social contagions. By the way, Jen, I have another social contagion on the horizon, which is, thankfully, from the US. White supremacy is a harsh reality in Canada, says Public Safety Minister. Thanks, America. That is another fucking social contagion. That everything, that we have such a big threat of white supremacy, like that's the biggest threat on the horizon. It's like, fuck off. Marco Mendocino links Buffalo shooting rhetoric to mosque shooting, London car attack, and Ottawa occupation. The trucker convoy. They're linking the fucking Buffalo shooting to the trucker convoy. Get fucked, you piece of shit. I'm sorry. I'm just this just raises my blood pressure to the nth fucking degree because this fucking bullshit. Before the bodies are even fucking cold, they're like, we're gonna put a fucking we're gonna stick stigma to it. We're gonna stick it to it. It's all white supremacy. It's this, it's that. It's like, can you not take a fucking minute to just mourn the loss of life? Does there have to be some kind of fucking regime fucking, what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Narrative. Do they have to assign a fucking narrative before the bodies are even in the ground? Is white supremacy really a problem in Canada? No, it's not. As a fucking native / I got black blood in me somewhere, it's not white supremacy. That's my biggest fucking problem. Okay? Ever!
No, I'd say it's projection from a small minority of elites. It's the same elites.
And the minorities just fucking get strung along like lemmings because gimmies. I'm a poor native, and because I'm native, I need free stuff, and if I don't get free stuff, then I'm just gonna be poor forever, and it's your fault, you little white supremacists. And it's like, motherfucker, maybe if you didn't major in lesbian dance theory, you wouldn't be poor, okay? Go work, princess. Go fucking work. You know, I thought natives had more fight in them than this, but apparently not. Apparently not. And white supremacy has never been a predominant problem in Canada. Okay? The residential schools, it wasn't about white supremacy. Okay? A lot of people are going to say, oh, yeah, it was. They wanted the natives to be white. No. It was about money. They signed a treaty with the natives. And they said, basically, you got native blood, you got a band number, then you don't have to pay federal taxes. You don't have to pay for your school. You don't have to pay for health care. And so the Canadian government went, but if we can separate you from your band, from your parents, if we can separate you from your family, if I can separate you from your band, then you are no longer included in the treaty, and thusly you have to pay us federal tax dollars. And so they fucking got the Catholics to do this. And the only reason why they didn't persuade the fucking Protestants is because the Protestants were down in America at the time.
It's also the fact that they really like to hide the fact that most of that history comes from the liberals.
Yep.
I'm not saying that the conservatives out here didn't do the same thing,
No,
but the
it was
conservatives
mostly
out
the
here were...
liberals. It was the liberals.
It,
And
because
you
the
know-
liberals were still federal. Like, I'm sorry, the natives and that stuff was still federal.
Well, and here's the
Still-
fucking funny thing. Black slavery in America, what was that mainly? The Democrats?
Mm-hmm.
Native
So it's
problems up
different.
here. Liberals? Seems to be a fucking correlation, doesn't there?
I'm not saying our guys were any better, but I'm just saying that we were doing what we were told.
Hey, Red
I-
Fighter, Red Fighter,
That doesn't excuse it. You know, that doesn't, because, you know, it's the same reason you look at the Nazis. It's like, you know, you should still question certain things. But at the same time, Trudeau is going to point fingers at me, who, like I said, in 1996, I was 6 years old. Asshole! You are in your 20s. You could have voted that shit out long before I could
We were
have.
only following orders. Yeah, you want to know what we were only following orders get ya? Your head chopped off. Or hung. Or shot. Or whatever the fuck it is we do. You know what? I've decided I'm going to go back to my native roots. And the next person that feeds me dumb white supremacy bullshit, I'm going to cook a piece of their body that they can still live without and eat it while they're watching me.
Gross.
Welcome to the Mohawk way of killing, by the way. Yes,
Yeah, I was
they
watching a
sound
lot of,
crazy.
I was watching a lot of The Walking Dead. I'm still stuck on the part in season 3 to season 4 where they have a prison. They have prison cells. Not a single one of those assholes thinks to just get the keys and lock their own door. That would be the first thing on my mind. Like, give me the fucking key so I can lock my own door. Go fuck yourself.
Anyways, I should actually read this article instead of yell at it, but Canada's
But
public
it's
safety
funny on it.
minister says the racism and white, you gotta put the H in front of the W, white supremacy behind the mass shooting in Buffalo, New York are
God, it's not
alive
even...
and well in Canada. 10 people were killed, you don't say, and 3 wounded on Saturday. Never
The
mind.
person who killed those people was not a Canadian.
And
He was an American. And he was a bastard. I'm not saying he was a bastard. I think his parents were probably married, but he was an asshole. He was a bad person. He did a bad thing.
But he was white.
You,
A white
But you know-
18-year-old wearing military gear.
mhm. He
Even
might
though-
even have been...
Here's the thing about this
Yeah.
kid, okay?
Mhm.
They have red flag laws in New York.
Yeah.
They could have implemented laws they already have on the books to prevent this. But they decided, nah, we're not gonna. And he got a semi-auto. Guess whose fault that is?
It's not just that. Right now, like, New York should be on high alert anyway. They've had multiple shootings. Like a month and a half, like not even a month and a half ago. A month ago, we were talking about a black dude shooting up a train full of Asians. I mean, he didn't kill anybody, thank God. But he killed, like, he shot a bunch of Asians. And they were like, oh, well, you know, he's just messed up.
The guy who shot up the subway did not fit the narrative.
Right?
Yeah. And what about Waukesha? Waukesha, was it? Same fucking state? Guy hurt more people, rammed his car into a bunch of families at a Christmas parade? Nothing. But this, Canada now has to react on this? Like, before the bodies are in the fucking ground, we gotta make a fucking narrative and run with it? This is
But-
evil shit.
Because this guy checks enough. This guy checks enough boxes to where they can sit and turn the narrative, or fit the narrative. The big thing is, I'm loving the convenient little thing that everybody's ignoring about this kid is that even in his little manifesto, he flat out said, "I am a leftist.
Yeah.
I am one of you." The people
Hey,
using, he's basically saying the people who you're saying I'm part of, I'm against them.
Yeah, he even said, "I hate Fox News. It's just fucking. It's what do they call it? Corporate conservatism."
Happy? Oh my god, I'm
Fox
slow.
News isn't corporate conservatism. Fox News is corporate. Corporate. We make more money by saying what these other news outlets don't.
And of
Well,
course,
yeah.
here's the newest ray that we got to look at: the Great Replacement Theory, which they are conflating shit about it because the Great Replacement Theory has a lot of shit about Jews in there. But they're distilling it down to a racist conspiracy that white people are being replaced by minorities. Because if you're worried about the mass influx of minorities and people coming in through your border, then you must believe in the Great Replacement Theory, and thusly you are a white supremacist if you don't support open borders. And that conflation is fucking wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is quite literally, especially when it comes to the white replacement, or what are they calling it? White replacement theory.
Mm-hmm.
Why does everything have to be a fucking theory? This theory, that theory. Fuck you, theory. How's that? Anyway, but I saw a compilation, very interesting compilation, because CNN down here would sit there and talk about, this Buffalo kid shooting, and he was invoking white replacement theory as his reasons and all. But then all of a sudden you notice, hey, wait, there's a compilation floating around of people like MSNBC, CNN, all these major mainstream news talking about, white people, the numbers of white people are going down. The white people are going down. In 100 years, there won't be any more white people. They'll all be brown.
And what was it?
Well,
what is it?
okay,
Destiny?
so-
What is it? Demographics is destiny? Or something like that?
Yeah.
That they said? Yeah, I remember that.
So that's the thing, is the fact that they're going to sit there and say this kid is doing white replacement theory. Okay,
Where
CNN,
did he
you're
fucking
guilty.
get it from? He got it from you, CNN.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. Like, they've been promoting Ukraine for like the last since the war started. And I hate to break it to them, a lot of the Ukrainians that they're like sharing are Nazis.
Yeah.
They are Nazis.
I gotta find out.
So they do
who
actually
I
they
called
do actually
in Ontario to talk about this guy, because Minister Mendocino, they ask, what do you mean when you say that Canada is not immune to this kind of thing that we saw in Buffalo? And I'm thinking, well, kinda, we don't really get mass shootings up here. We're usually immune to that kind of shit because we have a different culture. But ignoring that, this is one of our fucking ministers talking this. He goes, I mean, that the kind of hatred and anti-black racism. Record stop.
not really.
Anti-black racism. Insert fucking native in there, because it's never been anti-black racism up here. It's been natives versus white. At least get your racism right, you motherfucker.
It's if it's not native, then I hate to break it to her. The last shooting was in Quebec and it was Muslim.
Actually, I was about to comment on that. They say the brutal murder of innocent African Americans last week is a challenge that we face here in our own country, because we've seen it in communities like Quebec City, where 5 years ago we saw a number of Muslims gunned down while they were praying. And I think to myself, so Muslims
They're
are
not black.
right? They're not black.
They don't. This is what I mean. Like they blend everyone into the same group. Like, Muslims might as well just be the new Mexican at this point. And vice versa half the time.
You're
It's
gonna
just-
use a Muslim shooting to say, and that's why we have a problem of white supremacy against blacks. Like, what kind of pretzel, cartwheel, gymnastic logic do you gotta do with your mind? Just fucking mental fucking gymnastics.
I'm gonna say something you're gonna boo at me for, but that's kind of why I don't hate the conservatives up here for maybe thinking about talking to the Muslims for having similar opinions. And it's not because I agree with them on their beliefs, but it's because, listen, like, this stuff is bullshit. You are not you are not just another brown person. And it's the same that I say to the natives. Like, I hate our government for this stuff because it just twists everybody. And I get that it's easy to use people who just want free stuff. But it's so frustrating for the kids. It's so frustrating for the kids who are actually going to school to become engineers or doctors or lawyers or, physicians or anything. Anything.
No. You want to know what's even pissier than that, Jen? I'll tell you a real life story about my son's school. There was a refugee Muslim kid, and he won 5 awards just for being present. Took 5 awards from the rest of the kids. He got into that school 1 month before the school end. And at the award ceremony, they just gave him all of the other kids' awards just to make him feel special. How do you think all the other kids felt?
Like, woo! Good for you, kid. You
just took our shit. So, you know what? Fuck this great replacement theory, because I don't believe in the great replacement theory with all of the Jews and shit like that. But you know what I do believe? I do believe they're trying to make it so white people are a minority. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't really care. But if you're trying to just influx all of these refugees, constantly just keep pouring it in so that our culture is so diluted it doesn't exist anymore, that one I would say is correct. That's exactly what they're doing, because they assume that they all vote liberal.
It's also the lack of care in which they've done it. I'm sorry, I'm saying this as somebody, you're gonna hate a lot of what I'm saying, but I'm the compassion girl. I can't help it. Even if it's talking to somebody who might be my enemy, I don't like how they've treated the refugees. Part of the reason we wanted to slow it down was because we're not really set up the way that they claim we are. We're not. Our infrastructure, we're not set up for it. So bringing them in the way that we did, we didn't have appropriate places to put them. The places we were putting them in were kind of garbage, to be honest. I felt shame with some of the places we were putting people.
I don't.
Because it wasn't right.
Here's the thing. There's compassion, but I'm going to quote Douglas Murray. And I'm going to look at these refugees and look at our government and look at these leftists, and I'm going to say, why should I respect your culture if you are not going to respect mine?
Like, and
why
even still,
should I accept your culture if you are not going to accept mine? And I mean that as a Canadian, not as a native. I'm going to look at every single one of these people and say, why should I care about you if you don't care about me?
Mm-hmm.
And am I wrong?
And that's just, I think that's what they're going to be surprised about, is like when you realize that the people who are offering you compassion are really just offering you nothing or like half-assed shit. People start to resent you for that too. They do.
It's not half-assed shit that we've offered them. There is one thing we have offered them.
Mm-hmm.
We have offered them an opportunity to climb the ladder. They
and
at
that's
least
what
have
they'll
equal opportunity to be just like us. They'll may
take
not get the cushy living arrangements. They may get a shitty place. But you know what? They now have equal opportunity to make their lives better. That is what we do offer them, whether we offer them a trash can to live in or an apartment. We offer them equal opportunity to lift themselves up. And we should not be giving them free gifts to do it for them, because we are then crippling them.
You're not wrong. Because the thing is they do have the ability to do it. That's the thing. If I was native, I would actually be worried about it for the opposite reason. That if the people they were bringing in were being brought in for the right reasons, the ones who actually do want to do that, like want to join the system and grow in the system, they would take it because they are the kind of people who would do that. They're not bringing in. They aren't necessarily bringing in those people. They are and they're not. I'd say about a third of the people they're bringing in are exactly that, and I'm happy for them because they're taking those opportunities. They are. They're also taking up all the space for our homeless, and that's actually something they're not being honest about. They've kicked out the homeless in replacement for the refugees. And I'm sorry, that's not compassion. That's killing other people to save other
Yeah,
people.
but our white homeless people mean nothing because the colored people need it more than the
What
white
white?
homeless of Canada.
What white? They're native. I'm sorry. Some of them are white.
They are native, but they look white, and thusly they are white. For example, I have had argued with me, oh, you're not native. Why not? Your skin's too white. Well, how the fuck would you know? How the fuck would you actually know? What if,
Bone structure.
like, what if you're wrong? Why should I let a white person tell me what I am and am not?
I think I've just grown up with enough natives. I'm just like, I'm sorry, you're native. I just know. I just know. I just know. I don't give a shit.
But anybody that walks in here that's black, brown, white, red, I don't fucking care. If you don't respect my Canadian culture, I ain't gonna respect yours. At all.
Yeah. And rightly so, because at a certain point we have to be able to communicate.
In Canada, they've banned homeless people, and spice heads have been found floating face down in Cardiff Bay. Police do nothing, and ambulance people are like, meh. You're not wrong, Credible Threat.
It's been terrible for them. Like I said to BG, I hand out half a pack of smokes lately, and it's mostly because I'm worried that I'm gonna poison people unintentionally. But it's also just that one way I could give something back because I know they've been screwed. They have. Uh, I mean, some of them are dumb as fuck. They're still homeless people. I still hold them accountable for their own stupidity, and I will to the end of my day. But I know they've been screwed over. So there's that sense of like compassion I can't get rid of. But I still have some compassion yet again for the refugees because even still, they were screwed over. At least the ones with the kids are being taken care of. That much I will say. If they weren't, I would be saying a lot more. Because I just can't think of that kind of thing in my country. I can't. I would go crazy. I'm so-
Wilson! What?
Meow! Meow!
Sorry, I guess he wanted a cameo appearance.
Well, that's okay. I like cats. Kitties are cute. How's everybody doing? We are feeling the summer start to creep in very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. How about you? We were talking about tulips the other day, or at least I was, because I was jealous. He gets tulips, guys. Holland sends Ottawa tulips every year. So they have like a tulip festival until they die. And I'm just like, no, I wish I had tulips.
Yeah, we get sent that because of whatever the fuck it is we did over there and whatever war it was.
World War II.
Oh, okay. Oh, you want... Oh, fuck, okay, I'll give you some fucking catnip. Get off my desk. Come on.
Yeah. Just so that you know, we liberated the Deutsch, the Netherlands in World War II, and they actually they keep gravestones for our dead, and they clean them every year. But they also send us flowers because we saved their royalty.
Oh, yeah,
And I'm
we
enjoying.
saved the Duchess of whatever, and tulips were really fucking expensive back then, so they sent us thousands of them.
Mhm,
And now they
mhm.
do it every year because Canada's awesome somehow.
Hmm. They have a lot of affection for us for it. It's one of those things because we were complete strangers and we saved them. They were like, we culturally speaking, that wasn't something that was done, and we
yet
just
we're
kind
white
of.
supremacist assholes, so, which is it? Are we nice or are we white supremacist assholes?
Yeah. It does make me tear up because it's nice to think that people across the world do that. Like they clean our graves. I don't have a gravestone for my great uncle. So I think about stuff like that. Like, oh, that's really pretty. And they do it with sand. I'm like, oh, I learned how to clean gravestones from the Dutch. Thank you, Dutchland.
And of course,
Also, I know the godfather of MGTOW, and he's from Dutchland.
we're also attempting to prosecute the convoy again and put Tamara Leach back in jail. Because white supremacy, freedom convoy, you're a white supremacist. Oh shit, Alberta.
Yeah. We had a scare. What are the
Albertans to
schools?
learn fate of Alberta Premier Jason Kenney's leadership today.
Oh, that.
Yeah, do you know what happened there?
No.
Well, let's find out. Party announcing results of review between 4 and 6 p.m. Okay, so it should already be done with, so let's find out. After months of political turmoil, Premier Jason Kenney, which I'm with him,
Oh, that is new.
will learn the results of his leadership review later today. Kenney faces a judgment unlike any other in his 25-year political career. It could end his time as Premier of Alberta, compromise the future of the party. He co-founded in 2017 and set the province on 12 months of political chaos leading up to the May 2023 provincial election.
Yeah, I hope that the Conservatives have somebody to replace him because he's not done well with us. That does not mean that we would ever go to Rachel Notley. Like, there's a small community of Rachel Notley fappers who are diehards. But they don't speak for the majority of us. The majority of us are conservatives, but we will probably go either purple or we will go Independence Party because there is no one else. If they don't replace him, there is no one else. He's been about himself. It's not that we don't appreciate that some of what he's been about has benefited us, because that happens when you're about yourself. Sometimes you have things in common. But when your leader is about himself and it's screwing over everybody else who's screaming, you need to step up and be our leader, he hasn't done anything for anybody but himself. He's no good. And the thing is we've got guys like, and I know you're not as big a fan of him as I am, Pierre Poilievre. He's in Ontario. He can only do so much in Ontario. We need to have a stronger Alberta to be able to back up a stronger Ontario. Otherwise, you guys are carrying everything right now. You guys are actually carrying everything right now. Alberta's just sitting here screaming, help us, help us, help us. And he's just sitting on his ass not doing a damn thing when he could support you more. And the fact is that and he needs to support us.
I do like that Kenney has waged a challenge to the federal government versus Alberta. I do like Kenney for that. He is challenging them because the government pretty much says federal blanket statement, no more oil, period. And Kenney's like, that's unconstitutional and that fucks over Alberta. And he's challenging them in the courts right now. So, I mean, I'm okay with this.
That's the thing with him. Like, he it is a for himself guy, but if it aligns with our stuff, he'll do it.
And I mean,
but
that's
it's just
what you guys need right now because we're going through a fucking like this electric shit. We need Alberta to push back hard because let me tell you, if these leftists win with these electric cars, people are gonna die. Hi, Batman.
They already are. I mean, they already are. They're having problems with it already. Like they had a couple of articles the other day in California. With their electric cars.
Yep. And
I was
you know
laughing.
how long, like, unlike America, electric cars in Canada, let's say your car dies in between where you're going and where you're from. Well, that's probably out in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere. When 80% of the time you're driving in butt-fuck nowhere.
Yeah.
In fucking winter, when that happens, how many people are now slated to die for that? If Alberta doesn't push back and help us fight to at least use the oil that we have, people are slated to die.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in the news has really picked up on that. Our fucking premier is going, yeah, we're gonna be the electric battery makers of the fucking world. Yeah, go us, populist forever. Hey, TC. And I'm like, you fucking moron. When it fucking crashes and people don't fucking want the fucking cars no more, where are we gonna leave it? I mean, we can't recycle these things. We can't properly dispose of them. So Ontario is gonna be the climate change problem of the fucking world now, you dumb shit. You're sending up families to go bankrupt. Good fucking
And you
So-
wonder why they think that people are trying to do crowd control. Like that they aren't trying to deliberately kill us off.
Well, I think the plan with that is just to get. I
Oh,
think
hi,
the plan is to
Scotty.
get rid of the car in general.
Blame Scotty.
Okay,
Hi, Scotty.
ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, I'm gonna say this is not a free stream. It's okay,
Hello,
Scotty.
Scotty.
You can stay, but I'm just gonna put that out there to Batman and Scotty and all the peoples. Sit in the fishbowl and let it strike you. Hi, Scotty.
No, I didn't. I just thought, because. Sorry.
Yeah,
No, it's okay.
you're good. Oh God, Batman's here too now. You invited that. You did. I'm just calling it, BG. You invited that because he was happily sitting in the chat minding his own business, and then you called his name.
I'm not here to judge.
It's okay.
You know,
Hi,
just
Batman. How
reset
you
your-
doing?
I'm just here so I can hear Blind Girl clearly.
Why? Is there a problem with me?
I'm louder than you.
Oh. And I
don't know
turned
how.
myself down because I'm screaming a lot, and I figured people didn't want the full brunt of my yell voice.
So I think really what you should do then is just demod people that you don't want free access then.
Because it took me forever to mod people.
You're fine. I think it's just a communication thing. We should have said stuff, made rules.
Yeah, that's
Been
why
like,
I
hey,
said it.
Can I come in? And then just been like, that way we could be like, yeah, just jump in, and then you just jump in. But we didn't do that
All right,
because we are kind of a relaxed stream and channel. Big Dro, did you know we're kind of relaxed here?
except for
anything
today, where
happen?
I am just in rant mode, Jen. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm in scream at everything mode, Jen.
I'm very relaxed too. It's funny. I've been enjoying it. I'm like, oh, okay, she's heated.
I want to scream and yell and just everything. So I edited the audio. We'll see how this goes. I have now muted myself in the stream, Blind Girl. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how Jason's gonna do. I just know that there's like I said, Anatli's trying to fight our way back. I don't know why they're still playing with her, because we really don't like her.
Well, we've got 30 minutes until we're supposed to know what happened to him. We've got exactly 30 minutes until that. So, I wonder if there's any updates on it. There's the monkeypox. There's Crown wants freedom convoy person. Yeah, okay. Russia, nope. Dow slides. Yeah, okay, don't care. Trump urges Oz to declare victory before vote tally. Yeah, I don't care about that either. Dr. Oz is a fucking liar. What to do when sex hurts? Why is this an article? What to do when sex hurts? I don't know. Has anybody heard of a fucking gynecologist? Do I need some bullshit reporter to tell me to go see one?
Or you could just have sex less.
It's easy.
Probably win,
I
to be
know what to
honest.
do when sex hurts. Divorce Amber Heard.
Yeah, I think he's gonna win.
That's good. Well, then, if we got that one, I might as well read this stupid article because I'm now curious. When sex hurts, there are so many possible causes. Oh, it's behind a paywall. That makes me sad. Because I'm not paying for this stupid bullshit. Just so much fucking shit. Like, oh, God. You know what Canada needs? We need our own version of a Daily Wire or something. We really do. It's just, there is, the stupid shit from America is bleeding over into Canada, and they're trying to redirect us with the same narrative that they're doing in America, and I don't particularly like the fact that they think we're dumb enough like lemmings that we're just gonna walk off a fucking cliff, except we are because we voted in Trudeau. So now, how do we combat Canadian culture to stop this shit? How do we do it? I need solutions, and go.
Aggressive apologies.
Well, fuck off, Batman.
Send the moose on them, and yeah.
Yeah, but he's American.
No, I mean like the actual animal moose. I mean they're pretty big. They got to be quite tough. And just hit them with hockey sticks.
What you do is you make giant maple syrup bombs and just syrup New York with them. I mean, that is the financial center of the United States. And if it was covered in maple syrup, nobody would be able to move or get anything done. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all just staring at me right now, aren't you?
No, I'm looking at all of this sexual degeneracy, and I'm going, how do we stop the tide of this? How do we do it? How do we stop it?
Guns. Sorry. I know that's not the appropriate response, but it's the one I like to say.
Like, mother cut her off at school board for reading, profane school assignments for her 15-year-old daughter. And then we have another one here that says, Philadelphia teachers encouraged by school district to attend a sexually explicit transgender conference.
Why?
I don't know.
I said, why?
I don't know.
How come whenever I say why, she says no?
I said I don't know.
As far as a bunch of students going to this a bunch of teachers going to this conference, let's be fair about it. When it boils down to it, a lot of teachers are still just bureaucrats. So the thing is, the vast majority of teachers are going to go there because they're going to be paid to go there.
That's why.
That's really the reason why the vast majority of them are going to go there. Now, there's a whole bunch of Fruit Loops that are going to sit there and, take what they say to heart, but those are the ones that we're railing against. The ones that are just showing up because it's a few extra hours on their paycheck. That's what they're going to focus on.
That's the reason why a few of my teachers said that were going to continue teaching past retirement decided to take retirement because teaching had stopped being teaching and become bureaucracy. Yeah, they stopped actually teaching kids stuff that they knew, that they need to know in life, and we're just teaching kids how to pass exams. If that makes any
Not
sense.
really wrong in that sense.
Pardon?
You're not wrong in that sense.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
once,
just an memory test.
yeah, well, I mean, once you start teaching kids just to pass exams, you're no longer preparing them for life outside of school. It's no wonder that when they leave school, they fall flat on their faces.
And then there's another one. Portland, warning trucker, this is explicit. Portland Portland area leftist arrested for child sex crimes, urinating in Arby's milkshake mix at work.
Gross.
I wouldn't have. If I'd have been there, he wouldn't have been able to be arrested because he'd been beaten to death.
Like, just sex after sex after sex after sex after sex after sex.
It's the one that got busted for like 15 counts of that shit.
Something like that. And I love how Twitter urges employees to watch out for Project Veritas. So Twitter nerds, I got something for you. If a hot chick wants to go out with any of you, don't go.
Huh?
Exactly.
Hold on, I better make a quick phone call.
Yeah, I'm loving that trope because especially when so many of the people who work for engineers, who are pretty much throwing everybody on the bus, is doing it just because some hot chick. Except one of those cases of videos, wasn't it a dude he was flirting with?
Surprised me in this day and age.
Oh, and then there's
Yeah.
girl bullied out of school for saying sex exists. Gains support from J.K. Rowling. All I have to say is slow clap.
I actually saw that yesterday on Twitter and decided, oh well, if she's going to support somebody for that, she's worth following.
Agreed.
At a
Even though
safe
she's a
distance,
turf.
of course. Yeah, at a safe distance, of course.
Hmm.
I mean, Tars is still better than the other two things. I mean, at least they recognise the difference between the genders.
And okay, Ozzy, get your butt off my keyboard! Stop it! Oh, god damn it! I was about to say Jordan Peterson just left Twitter because he says it's maddening. I was going to read more things, but then Ozzy's fat ass sat on my keyboard.
To anybody out there who may be new to the stream, Ozzy is actually one of Blind Girl's cats, a natural human being.
Get your testicles off of my thumb! Fuck!
Again, cat, not human.
Fuzzy balls.
Get your
welcome.
furry dice away from me.
Somebody, please clip Jen saying fuzzy balls like that, please.
I think if you ask her nicely, she'll just send it to you. She's Canadian.
It's just the way she said it.
Yeah.
Fuzzy balls.
I've lost everything because someone's nuts had to be on my space bar.
That Skittles wasn't coming over till August.
Oh, look!
Yeah, but
Speaking of August, mystery vibration.
Whoa. Wait, what?
Exactly. Mystery vibration rattles Saskatoon homeowners while manufacturing plant hunts for cause. So apparently there's just some mystery good vibrations going on in Saskatchewan.
They're picking up good vibrations.
Exactly! Oh, Jesus! Fuck.
Donation.
Donation.
Lucky
Donation.
Charms donation. I once shoved a big Philly cheesesteak up the rear end.
No!
I skipped the Oju.
Stop!
Felt a little dry.
Okay.
Oh.
How do you know it's a little dry unless you have taste buds in your anus?
Supposedly you do.
no, it said it felt a little dry. It didn't say it tasted.
Oh. Okay, that's fair. Just use
Did you
mayonnaise.
just soil yourself? Maybe. It did sound a little wet at the end, didn't it? Anyway.
Oh my god.
Were you, Trucker? Were you having some kind of seizure just then?
No.
Alright, I've been yelling so much, I need to go get a soda. I'll BRB.
Yeah, Saskatoon sounds like someone with a fucking Looney Tunes bit loud, doesn't it?
Quick, let's hide the stream before she gets back.
I know, right? I was looking on Twitter for updates on stuff, and then I got distracted by this video of a
Do you know
baby
what?
sloth being reunited with its mom, and I was just like, ooh.
You know, if you could remove your conscience, a great game would be if you had a hidden camera in a blind person's apartment. You'd fitted remote control motors to all of their furniture. The cruelty would be funny. Yeah, they go to make a cup of coffee, they come back and all their furniture's been rearranged.
No.
To do though when it's a small flat or apartment.
Mm.
Oh boy. Anyway, we're still blaming Ranting Monkey because they've had an outbreak of monkeypox. He's got to stop rubbing himself on people, man.
Apparently, it's in the UK as well.
Yeah, I heard that. We got some too. So I'm like, Aussie's next. Hey, Australia, you got some monkeypox?
Yeah, people will. I mean, same with chicken pox. It comes chickens. I'll jump the human species. Yeah, I blame that for that porno Farmyard Frolics. No, but where it got its name from apparently is it was first recognised in Captive Monkey.
Okay, I came back and I thought to myself, I really
What a
want
wonderful
a
world.
drink. No, I thought to myself, this ginger ale is delicious, but so does another one of those enchiladas. Or whatever the fuck it is that I made. I made this really good Mexican thing.
Red Feather's saying in the chat that I would hide my friend's prosthetic leg from him. Yeah, just blurt out the blatantly obvious, Red Feather.
Yeah, how'd your enchilada work? Yum yum. Happy times. She's at enchilada land.
Yep. Actually, Red Feather, no, I wouldn't hide his prosthetic leg from him. I'd remove the foot from it and replace it with a roller skate. Why does it sound like blind girls having sex on Discord?
No, she's in enchilada land. Mexican food's actually pretty good.
Oh, you gotta love those.
Yeah, but the way blind girls sounding,
Yeah, she could do food ASMR porn and probably make more money than what she does here.
I could.
She just doesn't.
It's so good. Like, where's Cryptic? Cryptic has to be around somewhere. Where is he?
The horrible thing is, I'm expecting a blind girl eating this to start screaming, "Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, you're the king, baby."
He's going
Alright, focus, people. Focus, people. We are on a live stream.
Could somebody please mute blind girl?
Oh, I have fun. I mean, these Mexicans are just.
Oh, right, so she's not having a burrito, she's having Mexicans.
There's like a party in my mouth right now.
Yes.
To be honest, when you look at the food, it's no wonder a lot of them are fat though. Because I think.
Well, are they
They're
fat?
only like the second tax fattest country in the world or something.
Oh, Jesus! Fucking cryo, holy shit. Donation.
Lucky Charms donation. Enchilada is how my
Big
ass
drool.
feels after I eat spicy food.
Ah!
I usually yell I poppy, me bunghole.
Damn it, Big Dr. Why did you have to ruin my enchiladas like that? I'm about to put some big meaty enchilada in my face and you donate that!
Blind girl, you should not have said that sentence with Big Drew in the chat.
When did you mention the cryptic wasn't around?
Big Drew's just mentioned Cryptic hasn't been here all day.
I miss
For
that
the
guy.
entire stream.
Yeah, Big Joe didn't put his pin. He's supposed to put a pin, isn't he? That's his thing.
Big Joe, we all know it's you. You're dirty. You need some help. Okay, buddy? This is the first time I've eaten an enchilada, and I have to say, burritos are better, but I'll eat these.
Red Feather. Blind girl's eating.
Mmm.
Don't say things like Big Joe wants to donate his sour cream to you, BG.
Oh. Mm-mm. 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 No.
I mean, it could be worse. She could be on a diet. She could just use yogurt instead.
Ah! No! Fuck!
Sorry, I shouldn't have. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll
It could
just
be
pull
worse. She could be using the manamana sauce.
No.
Yeah, you want some lovely non milk with that.
The yogurt thing, you don't
Yeah.
even understand. So I thought to myself, blind girl, you should eat more yogurt because yogurt is good for you. And then I was like, Jack should eat more yogurt. Yogurt is good for you. So then I bought those yogurt tubes, but Jack wouldn't eat them. So now I'm eating them. So now I got yogurt coming out of these long tubes. Which
They're
just
good, actually.
right, but now you're making me think of penis throw up.
But at least that one is flavored like.
God.
You know?
Fuck donation.
What kind of sperm have you
Charms
been drinking?
donation. BT would love some creamy dro sauce.
Ah!
Just white and nerdy. Just white and nerdy.
As cute as that sounds, no. Big girl has white and nerdy penis throw up.
Apparently, blind girl would love some creamy draw sauce. It's white and nerdy. Just white and nerdy.
Oh, you fucking pig.
I know, right?
Yeah, not you, the game.
Oh. Don't let me down like that. Alright, so I only grazed over the monkeypox.
That's good, because that one was kind of gross looking anyway.
Yeah, especially when you see the pictures.
Yeah. It is a pox, so.
Yeah, it looks like. Basically, it looks like what would happen if you put human skin in a soda stream.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the monkeypox, other than the fact that it's here and it's from monkeys, what does it do?
No, it's not from monkeys. It got its name because first categorized in domesticated monkeys.
Oh.
Well, it's got a 50% chance of killing you, for one thing. But it can, if you survive it, you have a chance of going blind. And getting horrifically scarred as well with all the bumps.
Yeah, it's a pox. That's why I was like, you know, it's not like chicken pox, you know, like cow pox is a different story.
Yep.
But
Okay,
we
well-
technically tackled that one. I mean, we do
Yeah.
have vaccines for it. The problem is
The funny thing
we
is,
tackled that how many years ago did we tackle that?
the 1700s. It was an English guy, and funny you should mention cowpox because human beings are immune to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this I forget the name of the guy, but he realised that milkmaids weren't getting chickenpox, right?
Mhm.
So he used cowpox on some kid's arm, right, on a scratch on this kid's arm, right? And he tried to infect her with chickenpox, and it wouldn't. Kid couldn't catch chicken.
That's how
That's
the
what-
first
first-
vaccine
that-
was created.
Yeah.
However, as good as that's done at that time, the parents of kids that were exposed to it to immunize them for it weren't told of what was happening, and some children actually died as a part of that experiment.
Mm.
But, curiously enough, what is a lesser version of monkeypox?
Think
Yeah,
You're gonna
chicken
see-
pox, I don't know.
you're going to say chickenpox, aren't you?
No, I mean, I don't know.
Neither do I.
All I know is it's in Canada.
Just
And
look it
in the UK, and and in Europe.
up.
The chicken pox can also kill depending on if you're older or not. You get it when you're young. Then
Coming over with immigrant from the Middle East and mainly from Africa.
I mean, I'm sure people are googling this anyway.
So yeah. Who didn't see this coming?
Now, what's interesting enough is a pox virus should be easy to vaccinate against. However, that means we need to trust Big Pharma to make a vaccine that's not going to kill us while it's saving us.
Right, this monkeypox apparently isn't that easy to catch.
Okay. So we do have a vaccine. A smallpox vaccine is believed to prevent infection from 85%. So we can use smallpox
Mhm.
vaccines for it.
Yeah,
It
I
is
assume it
related.
would be in the same family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it would be too. Usually when you put pox to something, there's usually a reason to that. But that was why I was a little bit concerned. Like, you just want to know if it's the difference between cow and chicken. You know, I have had chicken pox. It's not a big deal. I was a little kid. I scratched my head. You know, I got scars from it and stuff.
Oh,
I
and you're
didn't get
doing
vaccinated for it though.
possible sexual transmission of this. Ha!
Oh God.
Here's a good one. Stop having sex. Enjoy.
Yeah, I'm immune to chickenpox because of
Wait, who the
vaccination
fuck is-
when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think it was just I was a daycare kid, so guaranteed.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I was an army brat, so I was immunised against stuff like that.
well, they say it's bad to get it young anyway.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
what they say.
Mine did get German measles when I was 15. That was fun.
Once you have that, though, don't you become a little bit more immune to the other ones? Like, you're not immune necessarily, but you have more stuff
For a
to
while.
fight it off. For a while?
For a while, if you don't get regular exposure to it, you will lose the immunity.
Oh, donation.
Lucky Charms donation. Pox disease produce pus. Pus is creamy. BG, what creamy stuff are you eating today?
Ah,
Oh.
that is gross. That is gross. Ozzy, get your butt out of my face.
Again, cat.
So pus isn't really creamy. It's more like oily.
Ah,
and
god
greasy.
damn it.
And lumpy. Oily, greasy, and lumpy.
Yeah.
So basically, it's porridge.
Yeah.
I like porridge.
Or like the cheese you get at 7-Eleven, but more greasy. You're welcome,
Lumpy.
BG. I used to work there though, so I mean I ate that stuff. It's not that bad.
It's kind of like pizza cheese before it's starting to harden.
It's kind of like you took. Well, actually, I don't know that you have this stuff. You are British, but have you ever seen Velveeta cheese?
I
Maybe
don't know.
not. Okay. It's a very it's kind of like a Kraft cheese, but it's the American version of it. It's a
What
little bit
is it?
softer,
What is it? Cheese in a tube.
kind of, but it's not in a tube though. It's a block.
Ah.
It's just a softer cheese, but it melts like like a sauce, almost. Yeah.
Well,
American, you know what I'm talking about. Velveeta cheese.
let's be honest here. American cheese isn't cheese.
It is cheese. They actually have a lot of cheese. That's
No,
pretty
the
good.
stuff that's called American cheese.
The stuff that's called American cheese isn't actually. It's a cheese product, but not
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah.
Life.
That's why it looks and tastes like plastic.
Yeah. Kraft ain't too far off from it though. That's our version of it.
If it didn't melt, it would make a good coaster.
goodness, sorry.
You will be.
I will be, I know. I have no excuse. I had a good sleep too.
Hey,
Ow.
you know, this hypothesis that the universe we live in is a simulation. Wouldn't it be great if that was true, right? But it was also a kind of MMO, and when you died, that just meant you'd lost the game. But when you came out of it, your real life was actually way better.
What do you mean? So if you die in the game, your life instantly becomes better?
No, you die in the game and you wake up in your real life. It's actually way better than the game you've been playing.
Okay, Batman. I'd say okay, Boomer, but that'd be mean.
No, not really. It'd be technically accurate.
I mean, I think it's
So basically-
they're the ones that are supposed to be the stoners on here.
So Matthew's sitting here saying, what happens if the Matrix was run by Valve?
Kinda, but no. The basic idea is if you live in an idyllic world where all the problems that we have nowadays have been solved, it'd be so boring you'd escape from it into a simulation like of the life that we lead now.
We're getting shamed by the CBC. Canadians love their cars so much that high fuel prices won't make most of us change our ways. Are you sure? Is it the love of the car or the fact that electric cars are too expensive to pay for? Because high fuel prices is a high amount of money over time, whereas buying an electric car is a large percentage at that moment.
And you still have to pay the higher prices for energy to charge the car.
Yep. With fuel prices driving inflation, why are there still so many darn cars on the road? Probably because you have to go to work to make money.
It's not just that. It's the practicality of it. It's quick and easy to set up a petrol station, right? But for electric cars, you'd have to have charge points every so often, and they'd be more expensive to install.
Also time wasting.
Yeah.
Well,
But they're
hopefully,
wondering why cars are still on the road because of high fuel prices. They're like, the fuel is so high, why is your car on the road? And it's like, how else are people supposed to get to school and work and medical appointments and do the groceries and shit? Like, what, are they gonna float?
It's gonna be worse in the summer, because you told me that part of the way that you guys deal with the heat is to go to the mall.
Yep.
And if the malls are now open, then you're gonna be going to the mall.
Yep.
It's either that or you're gonna be using air conditioners and fans.
Here's the one for you. Your car breaks down in the middle of nowhere because you run out of petrol, right? You've noticed lights in the distance. So you get out your jerry can and walk over to the farmhouse, get some petrol, come back, refuel your car, away you go.
Battery, you don't do that.
If your car is electric, you're fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you freeze to death. The end.
Yeah.
Yeah, at
Public
best,
transportation is
if you're
also
lucky, the farmer will let you sit there and wait for the tow truck guy to drive you back.
And
You're
public
welcome.
transportation is shit as well, so you can't rely on that.
Cities are
probably.
hit and miss for that. Our cities are pretty good, but like once you go past the cities, they can be,
Yeah.
you could be outside for a long time.
Apparently the engines driving electric cars
Donation.
not nearly as...
Lucky
Donation.
Charms donation. Serious question. If I were to wear a kilt, go commando, should I warn the next person sitting on the chair I sat in? This is a moral dilemma that would confound Aristotle and Kant.
Go
Think deep,
commando,
my
should I
friends, and
warn the next
analyze.
person sitting on the chair I
Crusty
sat in?
situation we are.
This is a moral dilemma that would confound Aristotle and Kant.
Aristotle and Kant.
And Kant. Think deep, my friends, and analyze. Crusty situation we're in. Why are we in a crusty situation?
Yeah, don't want to kill. That's cultural appropriation.
It is.
Yeah. Actually, no, it isn't because you're white.
It's still cultural appropriation.
No, it isn't because you're white. You don't have a culture.
I do.
No, you don't. You're white.
I tell you,
I-
I don't.
I
I
have
really-
decided to reappropriate monkeys. I am a yeti.
It's like it's like fat acceptance. It doesn't. You can't have your fat acceptance because you're not a woman.
I know, right?
Like, I'm
Yeti!
flat.
Yeti!
I mean, I'd be a woman, but I'm still flat.
Well, you might not
Technically,
be
that's
now.
probably native too. So I'm sorry, BG. But yeti!
That's
Well, they're usually-
fine.
They're usually designed as white-looking gorillas. So I'm like, okay.
No, Yetis aren't Native American. They're Himalayan.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
You're thinking
don't know.
the Sasquatch.
Oh, okay.
Is anyone trying to put him as racist yet?
Yeah, but Sasquatch are usually kind of brown. They're more like bears.
We did the
I think they
racist thing,
probably-
Scotty.
Yeah.
What?
We did the racist thing already.
Yeah.
No, but if someone tried to claim that, like, the Sasquatch or whatever is racist.
How is Sasquatch racist?
Ha!
Not even. It's not even human, and it might not even be exist.
Oh my god, Elon Musk. The real president is whoever controls the teleprompter.
I just noticed when Blind Girl laughs, she sounds like Lisa Simpson.
Yeah, sometimes. Is that a problem?
Yeah, I hate Lisa Simpson, and I like Blind Girl.
Oh. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, whoops.
Yeah, I have a problem there.
Whoops. Whoopsies. Just so much whoops. So much whoops. There's
Oh,
just all
no.
the whoops. Oh, let's see. Abortion activists. Okay, okay.
Oh no.
Rep. Mike Johnson asks abortion activist, at what point is it not okay to abort a child?
When they can fight back.
And her response is, I trust people to make decisions about their bodies, and then, when relevant, I think they need to consult the medical practitioners. So, no answer. Because here's the thing. Postpartum depression, or even just pregnancy depression, at what point does that cloud your judgment? And at what point are you like, I need my body to go back to normal, I'm just done, I'm just sick of this, I'm just done, at the expense of the most pure thing in this life that we have, our own children? I
The other
think,
thing is, she says she trusts people to make decisions about their bodies. Have you seen what most people these days do to their body?
yeah,
No, right? They're like slowly killing themselves. Like they act as though they're even gonna get pregnant that easily in the first place. I honestly don't. I get why people care, but at the same time, I'm not as nice. I'm like both nice and not nice. Yeah. You know what? I saw other bullshit based off of similar stuff though, like some certain men being like, "Well, if the women are gonna be like, we're not having sex with you, then we're gonna get hysterectomies." I'm like, you know what? Go ahead,
Yep.
go ahead. You're
While
all
there, you
saving
might
us
as
the trouble of population control right there.
Yep. When you're there, you might stitch. Never going to be used. I have a tattoo down there saying "closed for business." It's not just stuff like that though. I mean, it's tattoos and the metal that they have shoved in their body.
hey, Bucks. You know what? We're just in a war on the truth. At the end of the day, we're in a war with the truth.
Yep. That's another one I hate. Yeah. That's your truth. No, that's the.
Yeah.
Well, it's to convince someone of a lie than it is to tell them the truth. Sadly enough.
Lately, yeah.
It depends upon the lie. If the lie is attractive to the person you're telling it to, they'd rather believe it than they would the truth.
And because
Plus, I
we're like,
don't see why.
I don't want to offend anybody, so I don't really know how to define a woman.
I love offending people.
I know,
It's
right?
easy to define a woman.
But a lot of people are like, I don't want to hurt this person or hurt that or do this, so I don't know how to define a woman.
Well, they're fucking coward then.
I think, Jen, in the long run, you're hurting the people more by shying away from the truth.
I'm not Jen.
I know. I was giggling too.
I didn't say Jen.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did, Boomer.
Oh, I didn't.
Yes, you did. It's funny because I sounded like Jen for a minute with the whole, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, but just saying, I know I sounded like Jen for a minute.
I didn't say Jen.
I guess that means
Yeah,
the
you did,
blind
Betsy.
girl. Yeah, you did, Betsy. I guess that means the blind girl has no problem offending people.
My God, I must have said it without thinking.
You did. That's why I'm like, I'm not Jen.
You are now.
Oh, shit. So,
Yes, you have. I forgot what I was going to say now. Thank you, blind girl.
you're welcome. That's it.
Jen.
I know what I was going to say. Any last thoughts on anything? 'Cause it's been an hour and Jen's got to get ready for her stream soon.
Yeah, I think. I think the limit to when you can get an abortion is it's entirely dependent upon your morality. Basically means don't do it.
I mean, I should be a better person to agree with that. It's just everyone who's really pro for that seems to be mentally, like, weird on the scale of, like, 10,000. So, the pragmatic part of me who's just... You know, if they actually listened to me talking and actually thought about what I'm saying, they might actually reflect on their belief system a little bit. But the fact that the weirdest of the weird want to kill off their own children, I'm like, you know what? This is kind of natural
Listen.
selection in order. It's
Yeah.
gross. I don't like watching it though.
Yep. I think another way of putting it is for people on the left, the cut-off point for an abortion is well, it's rather a switch-on point for abortion. It's when people no longer support your point of view, then they can be aborted.
Your comfort comes at the expense. Women, I will give you this final thought. Women, because we decided we should be able to just have sex whenever the fuck we want, we decided to murder 1 million people a year. For our own vanity and our own wants and ambitions, to the point where our own bodily fucking comfort will come at the expense of life. 1 million of them a year. And we are the only ones that now have to bear that.
Women, hang your.
I'm not even kidding. Women, we fought to be able to kill 1 million people a year.
As
And
long as
that-
women have to deal with that is also the
No,
guys who didn't want to get
Nope.
aborted.
nope, it's just women. What I'm saying is women chose to kill 1 million babies a year for our own vanity. Fuck everything else, fuck all the noise, fuck all the what ifs, and oh, what about this? Women, we have to live with that.
And
What are we
there's
going to
the
do
other
about it? What
there's
are we
the
going to
other
fucking do?
There's the other pragmatic to it is if abortions are illegal, women will be going back to the backstreet abortionists, which means that many more women are going to die because of backstreet practitioners.
To be honest,
doing it
That
to stop
number is exaggerated, actually.
Oh yeah, I know it's exaggerated, but it's still going to happen.
Yeah. And
Well,
we
there's
get to live
stories
with that.
about when like other places like Like abortion is still illegal in Northern Ireland, so what they'll do is a lot of women will travel to mainland Great Britain to have an abortion.
Or Northern Ireland.
We're watching the Great American Horror Story play out.
I just yeah, I keep hoping that someday somebody somewhere will come up with something that would actually work for dudes. Because I just want to see the flip out.
Jen,
Mm-hmm.
forget what it's called. It's a plant that South America, but they've been testing with it, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it causes no after effects, and it can be used as a male contraceptive.
Yeah,
But the research has been blocked. And you know who's blocked the research?
feminists?
Yes,
Women.
Not surprised.
because men having that access to that kind of contraceptive removes women's exclusive power over reproduction.
And that's not right. If they were really about equality, they would be about men having.
They've never been about equality.
Mm-mm. And that's why I'm not really fully pro anything. Like like I said, I do have enough evil in me to be pragmatic, and I am. But at the same time, though, I do like the idea of the heads flipping.
At what point are we putting our careers and our comfort over the survival of our own species?
Here's an interesting one for you, blind girl. Apparently, women in the 50s and early 60s were happier than their modern counterparts.
Yeah,
because
I believe it.
the vast majority of them were stay-at-home mothers and housewives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's almost like they lived till their like 80s and 90s or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Women are the gap between the life expectancy of men and women is actually falling in the West.
Mm-hmm.
But
A
not
lot, a
because.
lot of the early feminists from like the 60s and 70s, a lot of them now they're older regretted what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Said they wish they'd go back.
It's not that I don't want women to have the ability to do the things that they have a talent in. I stand by that. For the same reason I stand by men who have talent. You know, people do sometimes just have outstanding talent, and that's okay too. But when you make that choice, sometimes that's the choice. Maybe you get lucky and you get enough support that you can do both. That happens too. But that person and that lifestyle is a once in a lifetime chance in every life period. And that's in a population of like 8 billion people. Maybe one person ends up being the lucky jackass. Most of us don't get that. We just don't.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It is okay. Actually, it's fine. Most of the time.
Why do you sound jealous?
Because I am. I wish I didn't have dyslexia, you know. I wish I communicated better sometimes, and sometimes I.
You wish you were the lucky asshole.
Yeah. No, it's like, you know how I think Pat brought up this question last time we did that stream, the red door, blue door thing, you know? If you could go back in the past to make changes on your life, or choose the door where you could go. Well, I mean, technically you chose the door and you got $10 million, but my brain heard that as you got to go back in the past of $10 million. I like that deal better.
You can't have that deal.
No, I know, because that wasn't the deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would go back to the past, like, to change things. No, to revisit it, just to re-see it and like be like, was there anything I could do?
I'd like to go back in the past and play practical jokes on historical figures.
That too.
And Big Drill, you are right. You are a very talented chatter. I agree. On that note,
I think I'd like to go back to the past just with the knowledge that I know now. So if I went back to being like 10 again, but knowing the stuff I know now, kind of
You-
reverse a lot of the mistakes you made.
No, actually, you would just make different mistakes. And if you went back to the past there, knowing all you know, that means you go back to being 10 years old with your personality you have now, which means you would alienate yourself from your friends at that age because you'd have nothing in common with them.
Good job, Box. All right, ladies and gentlemen, since we've gone off
Eerie.
script,
Yep.
it's time for us to go. So Jen can
No.
do it all over again with Hammer
Yeah.
and Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, she likes doing it.
Animated.
She likes doing it with Hammer and Terry.
Wow.
Oh Jesus
Cross-
fucking Christ! All
Across
right,
the ocean, everything.
I mean live streaming.
all right.
I gotta tell Terry about that one though, cause he's gonna laugh his ass off.
Well, don't you like doing it with him?
Oh yeah.
Well,
He's
I thought you-
MGTOW too. Like
Yep.
he is the koala that hides in his apartment and never leaves it. MGTOW. Happy sir. But he's not the MGTOW that hates women. He's just the guy who's just happy
Can't be
living
bothered.
his own life.
Yeah, I know, Terry.
Yeah. Ugh.
He cheats.
But I don't love
he-
him like
he-
that
he
because I would
cheats at
never
football.
live in Australia. Too many things
No.
will eat you there.
Nah, I personally, I think Australians they're only in Australia during the day, you know, when they've got to be.
Kind of backwards as well. Winters. It's like,
He was Big Dro. It's okay. It was just a joke though. We should leave on that note though.
We should leave on that note. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for chilling with us. Big Dro, I love it when you give me your money. But please stop being so gross. I'm not your therapist.